Hi, I'm Gary with MDT Marketing. Well, today it is March 30th, so we thought we would take the opportunity to review the last 30 days worth of data that we've collected in order to better understand trends and try and predict what may happen as far as demand for higher education as we move into a new month. So to help us answer some of those questions, we've got two resident experts, Seaberry, Jonathan Alexander. Guys, thank you very much for joining to answer some of the questions that we have. To kind of kick it off, Don, starting on search engine marketing side of things, what I was really wondering is what data have you seen over the last 30 days to help you better understand what direction we're headed in? What trends have you seen through the course of March?
Obviously we've been concerned about how this would impact client traffic, the education sector. So we're tracking search traffic pretty much on a daily basis to see if we see trends. And really over the last week, what we're starting to see is a decrease in overall impressions. That's across most clients, a decrease in search network traffic specifically across most clients. And interestingly enough, in a lot of cases, search impression share is going up. So when you put those three things together, you start to get a pretty good picture that we're starting to see a decrease in paid search traffic as it relates to education, or to the education sector.
Jonathan, on your end, Facebook, we've been getting some mixed information from them. On one end, I've heard news that their ad revenue has been dropping. On the other, I've heard that their user frequency of use on the system has just skyrocketed. What are you seeing in the data? Are we in a position where we could actually see an increase in demand because more people are spending time on platforms like Facebook?
Yeah, I think that's spot on, actually. I think that there is a big increase on social engagement on a whole, and that all makes sense. But as far as ad traffic goes, we are seeing a slight decline, but nothing significant. So in fact, I've got a quick graph I'll share my screen on. And what we've done is pulled together multiple social media clients of ours to really get a clear picture of how trends are going and actually graph that out. This is from January 2020 to date. And if we just look at March, looking at a bar graph where the black lines, the black bars are your cost per inquiry, seeing it, spike here and there, definitely a spike on the 14th and 15th and so on, and then dropping a little bit. Click-through rate is going to be really big. That's a really big indicator on what the level of interest is. Are people clicking on these ads, depending on how often they're shown? So we are seeing drops. We definitely saw a big drop around a time that I think all makes sense on why we would see this drop. It's spiking back up, but also starting to decline a little bit. So we've really got our eye on it. Not an extremely clear picture yet, but definitely watching it closely.
Well, it's definitely a fluid situation. Jonathan, very interesting data. Thank you for sharing. That's the first question that I had for you guys. For the next question, just join us by clicking this link right here. We'll talk to you soon.